Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol.
And welcome to Cycle Sunday.
Now then guys, welcome back to Criterium Cycles up here in Edinburgh, Paul. Now we're in your amazing new workshop, which is really great.
Yeah.
And for this video, I'm actually going to be an apprentice technician, because if you tuned in last week when we talked about, well, we were hoping to build the bike, but because of supply problems, half of the bike's still in Italy. But what we do have are a very lovely set of full carbon wheels.
Yes.
And tyres.
Yes.
And we talked very briefly about the fact that we're going to be fitting tubeless tyres.
Yep. And
you challenged me to actually do a live fit.
Well, why not, right?
Why not, indeed? So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Because I don't know, some of you, the cyclists might be running, inner tubes and have done so since you were a kid.
Yeah.
Always been a bit wary of tubeless setups. No, you hear people saying, "Oh, you've got to set it up."
Yeah.
That's definitely me.
Yeah.
Paul assures me, don't you, my friend, that it's super easy.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to do. So, what do we need then?
Right. So, number one, we need a wheel each.
Look at these wheel bags. Oh, right, yes.
It's like we've prepared this.
I know.
Then we need a tyre each. A lovely set of Michelin Power Road tubes.
Okay, great.
So we've got our tyres.
Yeah.
And in the box you had a lovely little wallet.
I'm easily pleased.
Yes, and I bet you 10 to 1, when you are allowed to fly again,
Yeah.
where is your passport and wallet
Oh,
going?
definitely in here. This is a keeper, this one, definitely.
But in there, we've got just a kit of things.
I've got my instructions.
You've got your owner's manuals, you've got your warranty booklets, but most importantly for this video, we have got your kit of parts.
Yes.
Could you explain to the viewers what you've got in there?
I have 2 valves.
Yes.
And I have 2 tyre levers.
Yeah, they're actually composite tyre levers.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So do I need to open this then?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's open this.
So do you need a tyre? You need a valve?
I need a valve core. That's great.
And
Peter's got a valve core. And for those people who haven't seen a tubeless valve core, it's effectively what you have on your inner tube, but instead of it being connected to an inner tube, it's basically just got a hole at the top that seats into the rim, and that's basically where the air goes into the tyre and the rim. So exactly the same as pretty much what you've got on your car.
Excellent.
Yes.
Good.
Right.
Super.
So we're going to put that to one side for just a second.
Good.
And we're going to take our wheels out of the wheel bag.
Now then, these wheels, so you can run, these wheels are designed to run tubeless.
They're designed to run tubeless, but you can also run them tubed.
Yeah.
So if you did need to put a tube in there, you can.
You can.
Yes.
Is it worth saying though that there are wheels out there that are designed to run tubes,
Yes.
but aren't necessarily able to run tubeless?
Correct. So you must make sure that if you're doing a tubeless installation, that the wheel is designed around being tubeless. So it's sometimes what they call TLR or tubeless ready.
Yeah.
Now these are quite an interesting wheel because
They're gorgeous.
they are gorgeous. But what some manufacturers do is they might be tubeless ready, but to make it tubeless, you have to then put the equivalent of a sticky tape on the inside of the rim that covers the spoke holes and then allows you to fit the tyre onto the rim and inflate. Bontrager uses a really nice system which again you've got exposed spoke holes, and they supply for each one of their rims a tubeless rim strip that locks into the wheel, and you mount your tyre to that. Yeah. And that completely covers the spoke.
Is this what we'd call a tubeless kit?
A tubeless kit. Whereas with Campag, what they do is they have got a tubeless ready system that doesn't require anything other than valve cores.
Right.
In fact, the tubeless valve core goes in through this hole, and the tyre locks directly onto the carbon rim itself.
You can feel the little rim. And having done a few videos on car tyres and wheels, it's the same kind of system.
It's the same
the
kind of
J
system.
profile, I think it's called on a car.
Indeed, and that just gives something for the rim bead to not only hook up inside the outer wall of the rim, but in the event of a rapid deflation, it basically holds the tyre on better as well.
Because you don't want the tyre coming off and having these bad boys rolling down the road.
Absolutely. So
they're very light, aren't they?
they're flipping lovely. They're absolutely lovely. Yes. So first thing that we need to do, Peter, is we need to insert the valve core into the wheel. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is that out of the packet, the valve core is designed for the WTO 33, which is the 33mm depth wheel. But these are WTO 45s, which is the 45mm depth. So we need to add the extender, which is in your kit, to this valve core.
Okay.
So what we have here is we have a valve core removal tool. So what we do is the wider end.
Oh, I've got one of these over here.
Yeah. We're going to put on the flat of your valve core. So just on your valve core.
Oh yeah,
here. On the other, on the end, this end.
Yeah.
We're going to put the valve core inside vertically. And you'll feel it lock onto the flat. Okay. Hold on to your valve core and unscrew your valve core, and your valve core will come out of your valve.
Should have put my glasses on.
That's right. Perfect. Right. Put your valve removal tool and your valve core just down to one side. We're then going to take the valve extender. And the white collared part goes into the valve core
and screws in.
Hand
tight.
Keep going. Just keep screwing in. And then what we're going to do, there's a part of the valve core removal tool, which is this centre section here. And that's going to fit onto your valve extender. And we'll give you the leverage just to turn that round and just give it some proper tension.
Cool. Okay.
So that's now locked on, and that's our extended valve. Okay.
At least if my front wheel deflates, I know who to blame.
Indeed. What we then want to do is we take our wheel, we find where the valve hole goes. We push the valve all the way through.
And then screw it in with that.
What we do is we take the lock nut. Okay. And then we screw the lock nut
with a little I knew I'd do that. With a little flange thing outwards.
With the flange. So we screw it on with the flange outwards. And we just keep tightening it until it locks into place.
Okay. Oh, I'm just doing that. Oh.
And what that does is it compresses the rubber end of the valve core into the rim. And gives us a proper seal.
I've just got to concentrate on getting this thread started.
That's right. You are doing well. So that is our valve core fitted into the rim.
Okay.
You're doing well, Peter.
How tight? Just until it.
That's it. Just keep
hand tight, or.
Just keep tightening. Are you feeling the?
It's kind of squidging in.
Squidging in and compressing. That's it. Don't over tighten it, but just nice and.
You want to check it?
Let's just check that.
I don't want this wheel to deflate.
Lovely. So you're a quarter turn away.
As our American friends would say, good job.
Good job. Right, so that's now our valve core installed.
Yes.
And we are now ready to put the tyre onto the rim.
Okay.
So we're going to take our tyre.
I don't want to scratch me like that. Okay, all right. Michelin. Now I'm sure there will have been some comments from last week about putting French tyres on an Italian wheel, on an Italian bike. But actually, I'm really interested to... There's a bit of a link, not only with the channel, but also I've run Michelin tyres on my road bike for a long time, actually. Just getting rid of all this white stuff.
You find that's just a release agent of the tyre.
Yeah.
Getting it out of the mould. Now, on the side of the tyre,
Yeah.
you will see in all of the writing, and you can see it, this is where we're looking for it, it's got rotation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got the word rotation on the actual tyre itself.
Yeah.
So, now, do you want a little bit of a cheat?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I always do to absolutely make sure that the rotation of the tyre is correct is I assume I'm at the back of the bike.
Yeah.
I have the wheel with the drivetrain, which will be on the right hand side.
Like you sat on
facing
it.
out.
Yeah.
So I know that the wheel is rotating forward.
Yeah. My disc is going to be...
And your disc is going to be on the left hand side for orientating your front wheel.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we know that is correct. We then get the tyre.
Yeah.
And we make sure that the rotation is going in the same direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we absolutely now know that the wheel will be rolling that way.
Yeah.
And the tyre will be rolling that way. And the two arrows work together.
Excellent.
Does that make sense?
It's good.
Yes. Right.
Now,
Then-
you wouldn't have enough OCD to make sure that the Michelin logo's like near the valve or anything, would you?
You're absolutely right. Because on the left hand side of the tyre, the Michelin logo is at a different place to the other side of the tyre. So if you look vertically onto the tyre, it's actually the W of power that is in the middle, not the Michelin logo.
Right.
So that's got to be where the valve core is.
Okay. OCD boy. Okay.
I've actually got CDO.
What's that?
That's OCD with the letters alphabetically arranged, just how it should be. Right, so we've got our rotation in the correct direction.
Yeah.
We've got our power logo.
Yeah.
What we now need to do is rotate our rim to ensure the valve core is at the top.
Which it is. Yeah.
We can now bring the tyre to the side. Make sure you keep your rotation of your tyre and your wheel correctly. Yes. And then we can introduce the tyre to the rim. We've got a bit of a sticky thing going on there.
Yeah.
And then look down on the top of the tyre and you will see that the W of the power is where the valve core is.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
Okay. So what we want to do now, keep it on the ground.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself now.
In front of you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then start bringing the tyre around the rim.
So this is much like you would do just changing a normal puncture on a normal bike, right?
Correct. And now when you get to that point, bring the wheel up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we can finish pushing the tyre onto the rim.
Okay. I hate doing this bit.
That's it. And we're on.
Oh, I'm on. No, I've just got to now check that my W's still in the right place. Good. Right.
Good job.
Good job.
Right. Now.
That was a bit over one.
That was good.
Good job. Yeah.
What we want to do now.
Yeah.
This is where a lot of people go wrong. We want to work towards the valve core, not from the valve core.
Oh, now I always do it the other way around.
Which is why you always give me a WhatsApp saying, I've had a nightmare putting my tyres on.
Okay, right. I'm now learning the error of my ways.
Yes. So what we want to do
You start from the opposite end.
Is put the valve core at the bottom,
Yeah.
like so.
And you're working with the open tyre towards it, yeah?
Absolutely correct. Now what we want to do is we want to bring the tyre onto the rim,
Yeah.
and we're wanting to try and keep the bead of the tyre into the centre channel of the wheel rim. And what that's going to do is it's going to give more growth room as we start working around the tyre.
On both sides, so you're
Yeah.
kind of almost pinching the bottom.
You're pinching the bottom, and we want to keep working. So what you want to do, Peter, look at me,
Sorry.
bring the wheel round as you're putting it on,
Yeah.
okay? And when we get to a couple of centimetres away from the valve core,
Yeah.
okay, we want to work back the other way. As you're going back the other way, we're ensuring that the bead
Hasn't
in
seated
the
itself.
centre.
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep working it into the centre, all the way around. Keep pressure on it. Keep going, and now we're back to more tyre needing to be placed onto the rim, and we're working round, and just make sure
I don't rub the
when we
right
get to this last piece that everybody struggles with,
Yeah.
keep your fingers
Yeah.
on the seat, lift the wheel up like so, and just make sure that the tyre is properly all the way round in the centre channel.
Yeah.
Okay? You'll actually even feel this hand starting to find it easier to keep it on the bead.
Yeah.
We've now given the tyre more growth through.
Yeah.
We can then, we're nearly there.
Yeah.
Yeah? We can then bring your hands around the front and start rolling the tyre. You've got, now, just to look cool, you can't.
No facial
No
Tourette's.
facial. You just look cool. That's it. And it clicks on.
That's 30 years in the bike industry, doesn't it, really?
We're on.
I'm nearly there.
That's it.
Get in there. Come on. Come on, baby.
Go on. You can do it.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. We're on.
Again.
So that's a modern day tubeless tyre
Yeah.
being fitted to a modern day tubeless wheel with no tyre levers.
Yes. Quite impressed with that, I'll give you that.
Yes.
And the W's bang in line with the valve as well.
W right in the middle.
You'll be dead impressed with that.
I know, I am very impressed.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so next job, we now need to put the valve core
Yeah.
inside the valve, and we're then going to inflate the tyre and seat the tyre.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's next job.
Okay, so you just screw that in with...
Just take our valve core, don't take your tool.
Yeah.
We now want to just place the valve core inside,
Yeah. And screw it in.
just screw it in hand tight, then get our valve core removal tool and just screw that down. Don't over tighten it, just get it to a point where you feel the resistance. That's it.
Yep. Cool. All right.
Excellent. Okay, now I'm going to put my wheel to one side and watch you inflate your tyre.
Oh, great.
So I'll hold your wheel.
Yes. So now, the instant question would be,
Yes.
I'm going to start pumping air in, and it's just going to leak out the sides.
We'll see, shall we?
Yeah.
Now the other thing as well,
Do you want to put that on there?
I will put that on in a second. So what we need to do, we need to find the minimum and maximum tyre pressures for the tyre, which is effectively printed on the sidewall, and the minimum pressure to put into this tyre is 73 psi,
Yeah.
as it's a 28mm tyre. So you mentioned in previous videos that you run between 100 and 110
Yeah.
psi.
Yeah. Probably 110 to 120 sometimes.
Okay, in your 23mm tyre, but because we've got a larger volume, we can run a lower tyre pressure.
Yeah.
So this has got a minimum of 73 and actually a maximum of 102.
Yeah.
So for your size and weight, we're going to work around 90,
Okay.
and then we can literally just play from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to put the valve head onto. Now, this Bontrager pump's quite clever. You see how it's got a switch at the bottom?
Yes.
It says HV and HP.
Yes.
The little grey switch right at the bottom.
This one. Oh no, this one.
that
Yeah,
one
yeah,
there.
yeah.
So HV is high volume,
Yeah.
which is designed to put mountain bike tyres on, which are low pressure, high
Ah.
volume. And it's got a HP, which is high pressure, which changes the valving inside the pump just to make it a little bit easier to be able to pump up a road tyre.
Okay.
So flick it over to high pressure, stand up, and then let's inflate.
Didn't know I was going to get another workout.
Okay, so the tyre is now inflating. That's it, keep going. Keep going.
So you hear people saying, oh, you know, you can't seat these yourself and you've got to take them into your bike shop.
Well,
Could we be proving the internet wrong here?
no, we're not proving the internet wrong. There are tyres that are harder and there are tyres that are easier to seat. And
So we're about 50 psi at the moment.
we're at 50 psi and I'm looking around the tyre.
Is it going to go bang in a minute?
No, it's on these wheels, to be honest with you, they actually just literally just roll up onto.
That's 80.
That's it, perfect, we're done. So
Wow.
that is now seated.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool.
Well done, Peter.
Hey, and it's not gone down.
No, so it will be leaking air, so
Yeah.
probably within, I don't know, 7 to 10 hours, that will be completely flat again because there is no sealant. Don't forget, you rely on the sealant to just plug those little bits of air holes and what have you between the rim and the tyre. Having said that, when you've got tyres that are really great quality like these Michelins, you know, don't forget, Michelin's been making tubeless tyres for a lot of years.
Oh yeah, nearly as long as Bianchi bikes, probably.
So, you know, these guys know how to make a tubeless tyre. So what we're looking for, if you take the wheel back, how do you know how you know your tyre is seated, what you're looking for?
I'm guessing you just, so like the rim and the tyre being a nice concentric circle around, no bumps.
That's a great way of looking at it, but there is an actual visual sign.
No.
So can you see how there is a constant line
Yeah.
in the tyre?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's what's called the seating line.
Yeah.
And you should be able to see that seating line all the way around the rotation of the tyre.
That's what concentric means, mate.
There you go. Perfect.
So if you can see it, that's
Yeah.
good. So there.
Yes.
Oh no, that's there. That's
Yes,
fine.
that's there. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's good.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. And turn it over 180 degrees to check the other side, and you should see the seating line all
Yeah.
the way around the other side.
Cool.
So that is a tyre seated. If it wasn't seated, what you would see potentially is that seating line underneath the rim, and it needs pushing up onto the seat of the bead.
Yeah.
You should never ride unless you can see that seating line all the way around the tyre.
Okay.
So that there is a tubeless wheel with a tubeless tyre pumped up by a tubeless valve core, fitted, seated and pumped up.
However.
However, the final thing that we need to do is put the sealant in.
Yes.
Yes. Which again is not a difficult job to do.
Okay.
So the first thing that we need to do is I'm going to take your wheel and you're going to pump this one up.
Oh, what? All right.
So hopefully the viewers will go, oh well, that was just a lucky one that you had there, Peter. I bet the other one didn't go up as easy.
You held that.
We're about to find out.
Yeah. Oh.
So that's it. Just want to make sure that the tyre is seated nicely over the valve.
What we'll probably do is speed this up with a bit of music. So that's not actually,
So what we want to
air's
do,
not going in there.
now move it onto the high volume,
Yeah.
and now try again. That's it, keep going.
Oh, wow.
That's it, keep going. That's it.
So there was air leaking out. This is now chucking loads more air in.
Chucking more air in. That's it. That's it. And we've seated it.
That was more interesting, this one, because
Yeah.
see, that just shows I put the tyre on properly and you didn't.
Indeed. That's exactly it. Yeah.
I'm going to put it on high pressure now because it's really hard.
Yes. That's it. So that tyre is now fully seated.
Okay, so that's at 80 psi.
That can stop.
Good, eh?
Perfect.
Good, right.
So we've established just there that you can have some tubeless tyres that will just inflate straight away.
Yeah.
You've got the same manufacturer that just literally needed a bit more of a push.
Yep.
And then you've got other manufacturers that would require either a compressor or would require, we've got different pumps that you charge up an air canister, you then release the air and it blows in.
Like using a gas canister when you're out of the
almost
ride.
like using the gas canister, but not CO2, it's using air.
Yep.
So those are both wheels fully fitted, fully installed. So the next thing that we need to do, and the final operation, is adding the sealant.
Okay. Now, here's the thing while we do this.
Yes.
Talk while we walk and all that.
Yes.
From what you were saying to me off camera the other day, this sealant,
Yes.
we're not going to use this bike, well, we know we're not going to actually be able to put the bike together for a while,
Yes.
for a few weeks.
For a few weeks. Yeah.
So if it wasn't for us making videos, we probably wouldn't be putting the tyres and putting the sealant in right now because they're going to stay motionless for,
Yes.
I don't know, could be a couple of months.
Yeah. So again, not ideal in terms of time-wise, but it's not the end of the world.
No.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put the sealant in the tyres,
Yeah.
which isn't going to be a problem at all because we are going to be rotating and shaking the tyres on a week-by-week basis.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah?
Because
So-
I know some people who know about tubeless might say, well, you're not going to use the bike. So.
No, exactly. And to be honest with you, it takes, whilst the tubeless sealant is actually in the tyre, it does take a long time for it to scab over and cause an issue.
Yeah.
But we're not going to chance that. You know, we've been running tubeless. I've been
Yep.
running tubeless on the mountain about 15 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, been using this for a long, long time.
Yep.
So first thing that we need to do is deflate the tyres.
After all my pumping and hard work.
All your pumping.
Tell you what, though, I've got fingerprints on my wheels.
We're going to clean those off afterwards.
Yeah, we are.
Now, this is the great thing about having this internal hooked bead, is that the tyre, you'll notice now it's been pushed up onto the seat,
Yeah.
is now still solid.
Yeah, it
on
is,
the
isn't
bead.
it? Yeah.
You find with some tubeless wheels that just run with tape, don't have that internal hook moulding, that sometimes you've seated it, it's taken an age to seat, it will just drop back down into the centre again. Really frustrating.
Yep.
So this is the great advantage about having a really high quality set of wheels. So now that we've deflated the tyres, we're going to take our valve core removal tool again, and we're just going to remove the silver valve core out of that.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
We then have our tubeless sealant.
Yes.
Now this is again another place where people go wrong. If you look in between the stickers where you can actually see the fluid itself,
Yeah.
you will see how you've got the liquid suspension fluid and the bottom part has basically got the latex sat at the bottom.
Yeah.
The amount of people who just pour the suspension fluid for the latex
Yeah.
into the tyre
Yeah.
and then wonder when they get a puncture why they just get sprayed with, in this instance, blue sticky stuff
Yeah.
and the tyre doesn't seal.
Yeah.
And the reason being is is that basically you've filled it with the suspension fluid to stop the latex going off and thrown the stuff that actually seals your tyre in the bin.
Okay, that's not
So-
bad. So give it a shake.
We give it a proper shake, and it actually takes a lot more than you think to shake it in there.
It's good technique there, Paul.
Thank you.
I feel like Tom Cruise in Cocktail.
Yes, yeah, well you're sort of making a nice mixture. There we go, right. So we now have, and if you...
And it's a totally different colour.
It's a totally different colour,
Yeah.
and actually if you sort of whisk it around like a cement mixer,
Yeah.
you'll actually see the sealant sort of make an appearance in
Yeah.
the fluid. So it's
Yeah.
just the sealant now is being held in that.
Oh, you can see
suspension
little black
fluid.
bits.
Yeah, and you'll also feel how it's a little bit more viscous
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Right. Grab one of those rags. I'm going to show you...
Do you want one?
No,
would-
I've got one here.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to show you a method of doing a tubeless sealant install with making zero mess.
Wow, that doesn't surprise me coming from you.
Right. So make sure you keep shaking it so it just doesn't settle.
Yeah.
We're then going to leave the red cap on the top.
Yeah.
We're then just going to unscrew the top of
Ooh.
the sealant, and we're going to take
Oh yeah,
the seal off.
that's quite a useful idea.
Yes.
Okay.
And then just put that to one side, and then put your screw your cap back on.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Give it another shake with the red cap on. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put the wheel with the valve at the 9 o'clock position.
Yeah.
Just give it another shake. Take your cap off.
Yeah. Can I put it at the 3 o'clock position because I'm left-handed?
Oh yeah. No, really great. We're then going to put the sealant nozzle in the valve core.
Yeah. Oh, my cap's not coming off. Oh, there it is.
It
Yeah.
just pulls off.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
In the
Sure
valve
it's in
core.
there.
Yeah.
And then in one motion, just put the sealant down to around the 8 o'clock position, or in your
Yeah.
instance, the sort of 4 o'clock position.
Yeah.
And then start squirting the bottle, and it's going to start putting the sealant. Don't squeeze too hard,
No. How much are we putting in?
all of it.
Really?
Yep, so this is 60 millilitres.
Need to reposition my hands better. There we go. So that's quite a lot.
Yeah. So all the way through. There are some people, I mean, some real sort of race day guys, they might only just put half of this in, one half in each tyre.
Yeah.
But as I say, you're pretty nervous about this, so let's just put it all in.
Is that because of the weight and the inertia it gets when it spins around and stuff?
The inertia doesn't really make a difference. It's just it's purely for the weight. So are we there?
We're getting it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Now, do not. This is the trick. Do not just take the bottle off,
Yeah.
because you'll get a blowback, and this is where all the sealant
Yeah.
just basically bubbles out.
Yeah. We don't
So
want to blow
we now
back.
take our rag,
Yeah.
place it around the nozzle and the valve core,
Yeah.
and then take the bottle out,
Yeah.
and then wipe the valve core at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. I reckon I've done it.
Yep. We have now done
Oh, look at
a
that.
tubeless installation and a sealant top-up with zero waste and zero mess.
And even I've done it
And
with
even
zero
you've
mess.
done it.
And
And then-
I haven't even got any on my jeans.
We take our valve core
Yeah. And screw it back in.
and screw it back in. I'm really proud of you, Peter.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, you're doing good.
And then with the little tool thing.
Yep. And then just tighten that up. That's it.
Hand tight.
And now what we're going to do is we're just going to rotate the wheels round, and that's just going to spread the sealant in the deflated tyre.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Pump it up.
we're going to inflate your tyre. I'll take your wheel there.
Yeah, boss.
There you go. And inflate.
Should we go high volume for a bit, or just?
No, that's fine. There we go.
These are going to look so good on the bike.
I think they look absolutely fantastic.
So that's 80 psi.
So that's 80 psi, that will do. And the good news is, you've got mine to do as well.
Another workout.
There we go. Inflate it up. Wonderful.
So now, when I'm out and about on my bike,
Yeah.
and I get a little bit of thorn or a bit of glass,
Yeah.
that sealant's just going to come out of the hole, seal it up.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Up to 3 millimetre hole.
Yeah.
It will seal.
So,
So the final thing that we now need to do
Yeah.
is we now need to distribute the sealant in all those little void areas.
Yeah.
And now the best way of doing it is actually going to ride it.
Yeah.
However, there is a way that you can speed it up. So we're now going to put the valve, hold it to your side,
yeah,
put the valve core at the top,
yeah,
and basically shake like so.
Yeah.
Now, this is a cool thing.
Yeah.
We're going to flip it 180 degrees. So in one movement, we flip over, and
Yeah.
now the valve core's at the bottom.
Ah, yeah, very good. I like that.
So we're basically shaking and distributing. Move round
Shake and bake, baby. Shake and
90
bake.
degrees. Shake again,
Yeah.
and then flip. There you go.
Did you see that? That was pro, that wasn't
was
it?
proper pro. Absolutely brilliant. And then finally, we're just literally going to, around the wheel, just a full rotation of the wheel. And if you now listen to the tyre all the way around, just keep rotating it round. We've got absolutely,
If you're hearing it, is that bad?
absolutely no sealant.
Mega.
Yeah. That is 2 tubeless tyres fitted, installed with no tyre levers.
Yeah,
One by a rank amateur, never done it before,
yeah,
in the correct way,
yeah.
fitted, sealant in, sealant distributed to pressure with 0 leaks.
Live.
Boom.
See, there you go. Now then, the next thing, I can't wait to get these on the bike. But mate, I am mildly relieved.
Yeah.
One very quick question, because this is a very long video, but it's an
Yes.
important one.
Yeah.
So how long will that solution inside the tyre last?
Yeah. So it depends on the amount of punctures.
Yeah,
So we recommend sealant top-ups probably every sort of 2 to 3 months.
yeah,
Maybe a little bit longer if you absolutely know there's no thorns and what have you that's been in there. Maybe a little bit longer. But on average, if you work on once a quarter,
yeah.
then you're pretty good to go. And it's usually by the time you've topped up 2 or 3 times, the tyres are ready to be replaced anyway.
Yeah.
So you never get to that point where, oh, but won't you fill your tyres with sealant if you do that? No,
No.
because you get some evaporation, you get some loss through punctures.
When you say top up, would that be a whole one of these or just a proportion of one of these?
So you could, if you've had no deflations whatsoever, and every time you go to pump your tyres up, which you should do before every ride, irrespective of whether you are running tubed or tubeless. Always do your tyre pressures before every single ride. If you're finding that after a couple of months, when you go back to pumping your tyres up after a couple of days, you're not having to put that much air in, I'd just go for half half in each wheel and tyre.
Cool.
Yeah. The other final word of advice that I always like to say is that even though we've got no leakage here, you know, the sealant and the tyre has still got to bed together. Yeah. So I always recommend for your first ride, find a really nice sort of 2 to 3 kilometre loop. Go and do a lap, back to your track pump, inflate back up to pressure again, go and do a second lap, inflate again, and by the third lap, if you've basically, other than the pressure loss that you have by putting your pump on in the first place, it's not really lost any air, then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Where some people make a mistake is that they'll take the brand new sealant, they think flipping it, it's sealed, there's not an issue like we've got here. However, they go out on the first ride, they do get a rapid deflation because it's not sealed properly, and then they're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And that's us.
That's been brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I hope you found that useful, and it was certainly an education for me.
Yep.
Never done that before. But if you did, make sure to like, share and subscribe. I'll put all the details for Criterium Cycles, as always, in the description below. Make sure you give them a follow on social. Make sure you pop over to their website. They've got a brilliant newsletter you can subscribe to. And we'll see you on the next episode of Cycle Sunday. But for now,
Yeah.
with your tubeless tyres,
Well
ride
done.
safe.
Ride safe, everyone.